Hi guys, how are you? Today is Tuesday, February 1st, so yay, we made it to February. So getting a little warm up today, about 40, and then we're going to get another snowstorm. So get out and enjoy today while you can, because we're going to be hunkered down for the next couple days, I think. So today we're going to do more hips, because I love hip classes. They're probably my favorite. And when it's really, really cold like this, my hips seem to get tighter no matter how much yoga I do. So we're going to do some more hips today. It is going to be a class that's going to get you up and moving, but we're also going to do some seated stuff too. So what you're going to need today, you're going to need a mat so you don't slip. I always have blocks, possibly blocks to raise the floor to you, and then also a chair or a wall, because there is something we're going to do where you're going to need, if you need some help with some balance. So go ahead, grab a seat, and just sit in a comfortable cross-legged position. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can always raise your hips up on a blanket. Just sit with your hips on the blanket or two, or sit on blocks if you want to raise your hips up. Or if crisscross applesauce is not comfortable for you, you can sit with your legs out, that's fine, but in a comfortable seated position, however you want to be. And then bring your eyes to close and begin to let the outside world go. Bring your awareness into the room where you're at, onto your body, and onto your breath. And my quote for today is, "You have one body, one brain, one life. Your future is dependent on the habits you create today." You have one body, one brain, one life. Your future is dependent on the habits you create today. So, saying to you, create some healthy habits, some good habits for your mind, your body, and your spirit. It's not always about, exercising the body to keep your body in shape, but what are you doing to keep your mental health in shape, your emotional health in shape, your spiritual health in shape, if that's something you practice. Create those good habits now, today, and build on them every single day. That's what creates a healthy lifestyle. Take a couple more breaths right where you're at. And then gently blink your eyes to open. Inhale, reach those arms out and up overhead. Exhale your hands to your heart center. And again, inhale, reach those arms out and up. Exhale your hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, reach those arms out and up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Set your intention for today's practice. And then again, blink your eyes to open, drop your hands down, just kind of give it a little shake. And then again, sit in a comfortable cross-legged position with the right leg being in front. If this is uncomfortable for you, extend your legs out and sit with the right leg on top, okay? You're gonna sit up nice and tall. Either way, if you're crisscrossed, your legs out straight, hard flex both feet so the legs are staying active all the way down to those toes. You're gonna sit tall, and you're just gonna walk your hands forward to your degree and fold. When you feel the stretch in the low back and the hip, go ahead and hang out there, and then drop your head and neck and let it be heavy. Keep leaning forward, and then slowly walk both arms off to the left Reaching long with that right arm. It's deepening that stretch in the right and also adding in a little side body stretch. Inhale, come back to center. Take another breath here. And then next inhale, walk the hands back up. Uncross the legs. Shake them out a little bit. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Hi, hi, hi. And then you're gonna crisscross your legs the other way. So left leg will be the one in front, or left leg will be the one on top. Remembering to hard flex both feet again, so both legs stay active all the way down to the toes. You're gonna sit tall again, and then when you're ready, you're gonna walk those hands forward to where you feel a nice stretch in the low back or that left hip, and then drop your head and neck and let them be heavy and hang out here for a few breaths. Keep leaning forward, but walk your hands, both arms off to the right. Reaching long with that left arm. Creating space and then left hip a little bit more and adding the left side body in. Inhale, walk the hands back to center. Take another breath here in the middle. And then your next inhale, walk those hands back up. Uncross the legs, stretch them out, shake them out. And then you're gonna pull the bottoms of your feet together, taking those knees wide for Badakanasana. And just rock a little bit, just rocky, rocky. And then come back to stillness. And your feet could be as close to your body as what you like. So if it's more comfortable for you to have them further away, that's fine. If you like them up nice and close, that's fine too. But sit tall wherever's comfortable for you. And then you're just gonna hang on to those toes and you're just gonna lean forward a little bit again, deepening that inner thigh stretch, that inner hip stretch, and take a couple breaths. And then next inhale, come back up. This time you're gonna stretch those legs out wide to a nice wide seat, whatever's comfortable. Again, flex those feet, rock side to side a little bit. And the next time you're on the left, hang out on the left. If you want to add the right arm, you can reach that right arm up over your head, adding in a little bit of side body there on the right. Next inhale, come back up. And then again, rock side to side a little bit. Next time you're on the right, hang out on the right. If you want to add the left arm up and over, you can reach that left arm up and over. If you don't, just leave the left arm here in the middle. Take a few breaths. And then inhale, come up, lower that arm down, sit nice and tall, and you're just gonna walk your hands forward a little bit. Maybe you go a little bit, maybe you go a lot of bits, maybe you go all the way down to the floor. Wherever you're at, lean forward, just deepening that stretch again. If you wanna raise the floor up to you, you can always place your blocks in front of you and rest your hands, your arms, your forehead, whatever you'd like. on your blocks. And on your next inhale, walk your hands back up. Sit up tall. Set the blocks aside if you have them. Then bring your legs back together. Woo. Shake them out a little bit. And then you're going to swing your legs around. You're going to come into tabletop position. So hands and wrists are going to be right underneath your shoulders. Your hips are right over your knees. And just shake your hips out a little bit. And then on an inhale, round, or on an exhale, sorry, round your spine. Bring your chin to your chest. And then next inhale, drop the belly low, lift the chin up, high nose. Nice feet. And again, exhale, round the spine, bring your chin to your chest. And then next inhale, drop the belly low, lift the chin up. And then come back to a neutral spine. I'm just going to turn facing forward now. Okay, so you're just going to take your right leg and you're just going to lift it out to the side like your puppy dog fire hydroning. And you're just going to do some circles with that hip. Do some circles, getting some range of motion, getting some movement, lubing up that hip. Circle the other way too. Then come back to center. Keep holding that leg up. You can keep it here. If you want to extend that leg up, you can. We're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. Keep breathing. And then bend that knee if it was straight and lower that knee down. Shake those hips out a little bit. Same thing, second side. So you're going to lift that left knee out to the side like your puppy dog and fire hydrant. And then just do your circles again. Lubing up that hip. Circle the other way too. And then come back to center. Hold that leg out. Again, you can keep the knee bent or you can extend that leg out for a couple breaths. Building some strength on that hip too. If the leg is straight, bend that knee and then lower that knee down. Shake those hips out a little bit and then take those knees wide, toes together, push back to a child's pose. Drop the head. Take a couple breaths in your child's pose. And then on your next inhale, come back up to tabletop. And then you're going to tuck those toes under. You're going to come into your first down dog of the day. You can walk the dog out a little bit if you'd like. So remember, your hands are shoulders distance, your feet are hips distance, and you're shooting those hips up and back towards the sky. And then go ahead, look forward at your hands and step between your fingertips, ending in a forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale and fold. Turn sideways. Inhale, lift up halfway. Flat back. Pull that belly in. Squeeze the tushy. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lift up halfway. Flat back. Go ahead and goal post those arms. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then exhale, release and fold. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly begin to roll back up to a stand, reaching those arms out and up. Exhale to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. And again, deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're just going to do another half sun salute. So inhale, reach those arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly begin to roll back up to a stand, reaching those arms out and up. Exhale to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. So this is going to be where you may want your chair or your wall. So I'm going to use a chair today to show you guys, okay? So we're going to do some tree pose kind of movement, hip strengthening, range of motion kind of things right now. So we're not holding tree pose, but it's going to be like a little sequence with tree pose. So your right hand is on your chair or your right hand is on the wall. You're standing nice and tall. You are going to turn your left leg out like you're tree posing it with the toes down on the earth. And you're going to slide that leg to where it wants to go, where you usually go to tree pose. And then you're going to kick that leg out and then bend it back in, lower it down, turn it back forward. So that's like the whole movement thing we're going to do. We're just going to kind of swing, kick, hold, bend, and then lower down. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. So go ahead and toes to the ground, heels to the shin. Inhale your tree pose up. Exhale, kick that leg out. Hold it. Bend that leg back in for tree pose. And then lower it down. You can keep actually, it's still at the kickstand there. Then inhale back to your tree pose. Kick it out. Inhale back in. And then lower it down. 2 more, guys. Inhale to tree pose. Exhale, kick. Inhale back in. Exhale to lower. 1 more time. So inhale, tree. Exhale, kick. Inhale back in. Exhale down. And then go all the way flat. Walk it out. So you can totally do this without having your hand on the chair. I like having my hand on the chair, even though I can balance in tree pose, because I'm focusing on the hip work. I don't want to have to be focused on the balance as well. But if you are a go-getter today, then go ahead and give it a try. So left foot gets the weight. Right toes kickstand to your low tree pose. And then again, you're going to inhale up to tree pose. Exhale, kick it. Inhale back in. Exhale down. Inhale, tree. Exhale, kick. Inhale back. Exhale down. Inhale, tree. Exhale, kick. Inhale, tree. Exhale down. 2 more, guys. Inhale, tree. Exhale, kick. Back to tree. And back down. Last one. Inhale, tree. Exhale, kick. Back to tree. Go ahead down. Walk it on out. You can set your chair aside. Or if you're at a wall, that's totally fine. Okay, so just walk it on out. Inhale, stretch those arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Go ahead and step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg up if you want. Stretch that hip. You can bend that knee and open it up. Come back to a straight leg, 3-legged dog. Then you're going to step that right foot through between your hands. You're going to drop that back foot down. We're coming into warrior 1 pose. Now, I'm not a huge warrior 1 fan, you guys know that. So you're in your warrior 1. So that back foot is flat, but it's not a warrior 2 foot. So it's kind of on an angle. It's a shorter stance than your warrior 2 foot, and it's the 2 feet are on the tightrope. They're off center from each other. So back foot's all the way down. That back leg is straight. Front knee is bent. You're going to reach those arms up. Gonna come into warrior 1. And then you're going to exhale, and you're going to drop your hands down to the inside of that right foot. So this may be where you want a block or 2 to raise that floor up to you. Okay? So your hands are on the block or the floor, and you're gonna walk them kind of off on an angle. So they're kind of like in downward facing dog arms. So your arms are gonna be like this on the floor, okay? And you're gonna press into those arms like you're pressing into downward facing dog arms, but you're keeping your warrior one legs. Once you've settled in there, then you can let your head and neck fall and be heavy. So this right hip is firing up, it's taking a lot of load. It's also actively pressing that right foot down into the earth. So we're here for a few breaths, guys, so hang out here. Try to enjoy it. It's a great, great, great hip stretch. I'm just gonna take my sweatshirt off because guess what? I'm hot already. Two more breaths here, guys. And then you're gonna walk your hands back towards center, to the inside of that foot. And then you're gonna take that back foot and you're gonna hop it back so you line that back arch up with the front heel. So now you're setting up warrior 2 feet, right? And then you're gonna cartwheel up into your warrior 2. So I'm gonna turn sideways. So now you're in your warrior 2 pose. Yay! Take a breath more here. Then you're gonna pivot your right toes and turn to face towards the center. So you're turning it to face the same way as those back toes are. Then you're gonna deeply bend that right knee, coming into skater pose. Ah, that right hip's really firing up. I know. Hang in there, hang in there. I'm gonna give you some relief. And then next inhale, stretch up to star pose. Ah, relief, yay. And then you are going to turn those left toes towards the back of your mat. And you're gonna pivot that back foot into your warrior 1 foot. So I'll turn this way so you can see. So coming back into warrior 1 now on the other side. So you're facing the back of your mat. It's okay. Just a different dimension, it's okay. And then you're gonna exhale those hands down to the inside of that left foot. Again, you can have your hands on the block if you needed to raise your floor up to you. And then remember, we're taking our arms to those downward facing dog arms, but off center. So you're gonna walk those arms off on an angle, press those hands like they're downward facing dog arms, press both feet like they're downward facing dog feet, like you're really pressing. And then once you've settled in with those legs and arms, then let your head and neck fall and be heavy. And then again, we're hanging here for a little bit, guys, okay? Try to enjoy it. If you needed your hands on blocks, your hands would be like this. Two more breaths here, guys. And then walk those hands back to the inside of that left foot. So you walk those hands back to the inside of that left foot. And remember, you're going to step that back foot over so you line up that back arch with the heel of the front foot, setting up your warrior 2 feet. Then you'll cartwheel up to your warrior 2. I'm just going to turn sideways again. Warrior 2 foot. Remember, back heel or front heel lines up with back arch. Take a couple breaths here in your warrior 2. And then you're going to pivot those left toes to face the same direction as the right toes. Bend that left knee and come into skater again. So again, I know that left hip is on fire, but we're building some good strength there. Hang in there. And then inhale, stretch up to star. Yay! Woo! Ah, enjoy your star. Turn those right toes back towards the top of your mat. And then you're going to cartwheel those hands down. Curl onto those back toes, and then you're going to step that back foot forward and come into a forward fold. Toe heel your feet about hip distance apart, grab opposite elbows, and just sway and take a ragdoll. Come back to center, bring the feet back to center. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale here. Exhale, stand all the way up. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale to mountain pose. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan, dive down. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale and fold. Go ahead and step back to your downward facing dog again. You can walk your dog out a little bit if you'd like. And then you're going to drop down to your knees. Take those knees wide, toes together, and press back into your child's pose. Take a breath or two here in your child's. And then we're going to come up into tabletop. And we're going to come into planks. Okay, so a couple options for your planks. You can come into a traditional full plank if you'd like. Feet are hips distance, arms or shoulders distance, and your belly is nice and flat, your back is flat, and you can go like this. If that's a little bit too much, you can stay like in a tabletop position, okay? So I will show you both variations. So, if you are in full plank position, you're going to bring your right knee to your right elbow. If you're in tabletop, right knee to right elbow again. Hold it there. Then you're going to drop that knee towards the wrist a little bit, dropping it a little lower. And then you're going to set that knee down on the earth. Once you have it down on the earth, you'll slide that back foot back a little bit. So you guys can see. Slide it back, but keep those toes turned under. Walk your hands back towards that front knee. Get the back bend here. Squeeze through the tush. But you got that back leg lifted up. If you were in tabletop and you have that back knee down, you'll still do the same thing. Just go from that position. So hang out there. If you were on your knees, you're going to come forward to your hands and knees like this. If you were in full plank position, you'll come up, drop that left foot down, step that right foot back, and then everybody comes to tabletop and just shakes it on end. So we'll repeat other side, left side. So get in whatever plank variation you want, full plank or knee plank. Bring that left knee to left elbow. Hold it. Drop that left knee down a little bit towards your wrist or to the floor. And then drop that knee all the way to the wrist. Keep that back leg up. Toes are still turned under. You can shimmy that leg back a little bit. You can walk the hands back toward your knee a little bit. Get that back bend. And you should feel this to the right psoas this time. Right front of that hip. Take a couple breaths here. And if you're going back to tabletop, you'll step here like this. If you're going back to full plank, you'll keep those toes turned under and then shimmy that left leg back. And then everybody drops down to their knees, shakes it out a little bit, and then push back to a closed-legged child's pose. Come back on up. We're going to do that one more time each side, guys, okay? So take whatever plank variation you want. Bring that right knee to right elbow. Hold it there. Then drop it towards the wrist. And then drop it all the way down. Slide that back foot back. Keep those back toes turned under. Walk the hand back. And you'll feel that in the front of that left hip. So my Left eye is lifted up. It's not on the mat. And then shimmy back to your tabletop or shimmy back to your plank. Drop those knees down, shake those hips out a little bit. And then one more time, you guys, other side. So go ahead and go back to your plank variation. Bring that right knee, or no, left knee, sorry. Left knee to left elbow. Left knee to wrist. And then drop that knee towards your wrist. If you need to shimmy that back leg back, go ahead and shimmy it back. You can walk the hands back a little bit to get that back bend. Take a breath here. And then come back to whatever plank variation you want, whether it's tabletop or full plank. And then drop down to your knees. Push back to a closed-legged child's pose, but this time take your arms down by your sides to give your shoulders a rest. Ah. And then you're going to come back up to the tabletop. And you're going to come down and lay on your back. So I think I laid this way. So remember how before we did the standing tree pose, kind of tree, kick, tree, down? We're going to do that same thing, but we're going to be laying down this time. Okay? Also, when you lay down, make sure you have a block handy for a future pose that we are going to do. So you're going to be laying flat on your back. Okay? You're going to take your right foot and you're going to pull it up to your tree pose. Remember, so we did tree pose first. Then you're going to kick that leg out and hover it above the ground. Whether it's down low or maybe it's up here, maybe it's here, wherever you want it to go. Try and keep those hips nice and level. And then you're going to bend back into tree and then lower it down, okay? So go ahead and actually go ahead and plant your hands on your hips. So try and keep those hips nice and level. If the hip starts to rise, bring your leg up higher. So go ahead and come into tree. Kick that leg out. So my hips are starting to lift. So I'm going to raise my leg up a little bit so my hips don't lift. Because I can go down here like this, great, no problem, but my right hip is totally lifted up. And I want to keep those hips as flat as I can. Then back to tree. And then on down. One more on the side, so come to tree. Kick that leg out. Come back to tree. And then on down. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to stay on this side. So what I want you to do this time is I want you to come up to tree. Kick that leg out. Try and keep those hips flat. And then you're just going to do some circles with that hip. Circle that leg, just little baby circles. Then circle the other way. And then back to tree. Straighten that leg out. Shake those legs out. Switching to the left side this time. So left leg comes up into tree. You're going to kick that leg out. Remember, you want to try and keep those hips low or flat. So the lower that leg goes, if that right hip raises up, that's not what you want. You want those hips try to stay flatter, leg up higher. Then back to tree and down. Two more, guys. Come into tree. Kick the leg. Back to tree and down. One more. Come into tree. Kick the leg. Back to tree and on down. Shake those legs out. Now we're going to do those kicks, those leg extended circles. So come into tree, kick that leg, and then again, your baby circles. Just like you're drawing circles on the wall off to the side with your big toe. Little baby circles. And then go the other way too. And then back to tree. And stretch that leg out. And then reach those arms up overhead. Full body stretch, 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 stretch. And then lower those arms down. And then go ahead and grab that block. Remember I told you you're going to need a block? I'm going to turn sideways so you guys can see. So you're going to take your block, or stacked books or your stacked blankets or towels, and you're gonna tuck it right underneath your sacrum, okay? And you're gonna lay on it. So how you're gonna tuck it is you're gonna lay flat, then bend those knees up, and you're gonna lift those hips up like you're coming into bridge pose. And you can either put it on the lowest setting or the medium setting, but don't go higher than that. Just low or medium, whichever feels better. I'm gonna go on medium. That's right underneath my sacrum, okay? And then I'm gonna pull my right knee into my chest, and then my left knee. So I'm just balancing here a minute. I'm gonna keep that right knee, and then I'm gonna extend that left leg out. And then as gravity will just slowly allow that leg to fall lower and lower towards the earth. So again, we're creating some opening in the front of that left hip. Take a few breaths here. This is one of my favorite hip opening poses, especially for the front of that hip. It also gets the quads really good too. So again, just hang out here. If it's too taxing on your low back like this, lower it to the low setting, okay? I felt like going for a little bit more today. And then bend that knee back into your chest. Grab a hold of that left knee and then extend that right leg out. And then again, just allow gravity to pull that right leg down towards the earth. It may not get there, it may get there right away. Or maybe it gradually gets there. Keep both feet nice and flexed. Feel tremendous opening to the front of that left hip, on into the quads. And then bend that knee back on in. Drop both feet down to the earth and just pause here in a supported bridge pose just because it feels just good. And then press those feet down, lift the hips up, slide that block out. We're done with the block. Lower the hips down, rock those legs side to side a little bit. And then you're going to come back to center. Take that right ankle over left knee. If this is enough of a right hip opener for you, just stay right there. If you want to go a little deeper, pull that left thigh towards your chest. And you can grab a hold of that left thigh or the knee, whichever you want to hold on to. Keep both feet nice and flexed so the legs stay active all the way down to the toes. And just breathe. That left leg is lifted, lower it down. Uncross the right. Go ahead and rock those legs side to side a little bit. And then come back to center. Take that left ankle over right knee. Again, if this is enough of a hip opener, stay right there. If you want to go a little deeper, pull that right thigh towards your chest. And again, you can grab onto that thigh, the knee, whatever feels good for you. Keeping both feet nice and flexed. And just breathe. And slowly release that right foot down if it's lifted. Uncross the left. Rock the legs side to side. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Drop both knees off to the left and swing your arms to the right for a twist. And then come back to center. And then drop both knees off to the right. Swing your arms to the left. Inhale back to center. Pull both knees into your chest. Arms out to a T, palms facing up. Extend both legs up to the sky. Take a breath or two here. And then one at a time, bend those knees back into your chest. Lower the feet on down. Lower your arms down. And settle in for your Shavasana. If you can stay in your Shavasana a little longer, please, I encourage you to do so. If you need to get moving, begin to wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Bend those knees up. Roll onto your right side. Pause there for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, come back to a comfortable seated position. Keep those eyes closed. Bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you guys for practicing with me here today. I greatly, greatly appreciate all your love and all your support. And remember, you have this one body, this one mind, this one life. Create some good habits with your mind, with your body, with your spirit. That will create a better future for you. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. And may your minds be at ease. Together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Happy Tuesday. Get out and try and enjoy the near 40 or a little over 40 degrees today, because it's going to be a while before we're back to that. And then hunker down these next couple days. So it's going to be cold, rainy, then icy, then snowy. So stay safe, everybody. Mwah. Love ya. Bye.